All right, it's Pittsburgh Music Magazine. We're here with Francesco from Devil You Know. How's it
How's it
going
going,
today?
man?
Good, man.
Everything good?
I'm going to start off right away with how does it feel to, in essence, start over?
Well, I mean, it's a pretty good feeling. It's the whole experience been like I don't know, just very fresh and new. Obviously, very exciting, and the fact that even being new, it just got so much hype, and then started touring right away, and the album just came out and is doing really well. So it's pretty overwhelming, and I don't know, just like now we're just ready to keep doing it and make more records and do this more.
Does it kind of give you a good feeling that a lot of people talk when people who've been other bands get together and so forth, but you guys really came up with a chemistry that people have responded to?
Yeah, I mean, John and I, we've known each other for like even more than 4 or 5 years. But then we started, playing shows together with his old band and my old band in the Los Angeles area, and then started writing music, and so we were best friends before we started writing music, and I think that always kind of helps. And we similar taste in music, and just like I don't know, just like it's so easy to write music, and it's the same thing with Howard. When we started working with him, it's just like it feels like we're kind of like the same person, just like different instruments, and then so it's just like just very simple process to put music together, and that like it makes it like very special. And then for us, like since the beginning, this is not just a side project. Right. It's like extremely serious with this, and like this is a band. This is pretty much like the band I've been wanting to do for like many years.
Was there a conscious effort, or was it a subconscious effort to stay away from the sounds that you have produced before in the individual bands?
No, it was not like we never really talked about it, but it was kind of probably obvious because we all felt like, even though we like whatever we're doing with other project, we wanted to do something like really fresh and give each other like complete freedom to just try whatever. And that's the cool thing about this project. It's just like even for Howard, this was like the first time just being like do whatever you want,
right?
And the cool thing that pretty much every time when we tell each other do whatever you want, and we like it. So it's pretty awesome.
Did you and John have all of the music done before kind of Howard came on board, or was it just basically demo?
No, we had a little more than 10 songs, 10 demos before we contacted Howard, and then after, we met, and then we knew Howard was going to be the singer. We just started really writing, and I feel like that's when the music really started evolving. And then for us, knowing that Howard was going to be the singer, obviously it made a big difference. And we, almost wrote like 40 songs, something like that. And so yeah, a lot of music. But just we wanted, since it's such a new thing, we just wanted to make sure that we would just like try to experiment as much as possible before making a record.
Yeah. So when you eventually went into the studio to actually put everything down beyond the demos obviously, and your producer Logan Mader comes in, what does he add to the process for you guys?
Well, we worked with Logan already when we did after we got together with Howard the first time. We decided to get in the studio and do like 4 or 5 songs, like still like a demo EP kind of thing, to see what the sound was going to be, Okay. And we were working with Logan, and at that time really helped, having him like on board, kind of like it made things like, because at that point we had so much material already that it was kind of like, where do we go? It's like, should we do more of this, more of that? And so that really helped, and even when we actually went to the studio to actually make the record, he was still, it was very good to have his own voice, opinion, and he's got great ear for like hooks, like good vocal melodies and things like that. So yeah, he was like during the whole process very very useful to have someone like him.
So, once you have your sound complete and your record and so forth, then you kind of have to transition into, what's your live bit going to be. How did that come about? Did you guys do a ton of rehearsals, or did it just kind of flowed because all of you obviously have been playing for so long, as musicians?
Yeah, it was an interesting process because John and I pretty much before going to the studio for like a month and a half, we just like we're the practice space, just practicing and playing all the songs that we had worked on. And then at that time, they were like old demo songs, but still, we ended up playing like almost 40 songs in the actual studio together. And then because we really wanted to make sometimes like in songs like the riff works, but transitions in between like a riff and another, just like when you write it at home and then when you actually start playing, it's like those are the things that sometimes like you really need to adjust. So we wanted to make the music very like a live music to be like very effective in a live context, and so that was like our main goal. And after we had the record done, John and I started just like practicing. Obviously, it was just like drums and guitar, and obviously we started talking about touring and all that. So we had to get 2 more guys, bass and the other guitar, and that took a while. We really wanted, in a situation like this, because everything felt so perfect during this whole process in terms of writing the music, in terms of like the personalities, and so we really wanted to get the right people. And we spent months, we were not in a rush to just like get the band together. But then when we got, Roy and Ryan, like incredibly talented, really cool people, we just like worked with them in, but I mean, it's like not many rehearsals in the end. At the end of the day, I think probably before our first show, full band rehearsal, there's like probably 4 or 5. But I mean, everybody showed up really well. I mean, at that time, John and I, we just like knew the music like was nothing. But yeah, for the other guys, it was like not many rehearsal, but they obviously prepared at home. They knew what they were gonna do. But.
Right. So how has the reaction been so far out on this particular tour?
It's been great. I mean, this tour is just amazing. Just the fact that for us is the first real tour, with this band, and it's like such an incredible tour, like in front of a lot of people every night, and this doesn't really happen, and and the crowd really digs it in, and it's like people started singing already, and like songs and choruses and all that, which is awesome, and then again the album's been out for like 2 weeks, so it's like still very new, so it's going really well.
It's new, but there's been a lot of anticipation, and of course a lot of us have been listening on Sirius XM, and of course Jose's been pushing it, which is always good. He's always good to the metal community.
Good old Jose.
Yeah, we all love him. Yes, he's all good. He's definitely good for all of us. So you also got Best New Band nominee for the Metal Hammer Golden God Awards.
Yeah.
Which you got some pretty stiff competition, but that's amazing for a band.
Oh yeah.
I mean that's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. It was like very unexpected, and it's like I said, like so many things are just they're really, it feels like everything's right in place, and it's like people really enthusiastic about this record, and and now with like reviews and articles, features in magazines, everybody's like really happy with the record, which is it's making us really really happy, of course.
Yeah. So any plans after this tour? What I'm sure you have some things in the works, obviously.
We're after this tour, which ends the first week of June, we have a couple of weeks at home, and then we go to Europe, and then we'll go there, play a few festivals and some off-date shows, and then we'll get back, and right now we're working on the rest of the year. I think probably July, August we're just gonna stay home, and and then September, October is gonna,
Yeah.
there's more. We'd be talking about a few
Back
tours.
on the cycle.
Yeah, and then we've been talking about actually a few tours there. I really hope it's gonna happen because it's like really awesome tours too. So it's
Yeah.
exciting.
Great. Now, will you guys continue to write on the road? Or are you do those?
Oh
type
yeah,
of
yeah.
musicians?
John and I, we never stop.
Okay.
We just we have already like 5-6 songs for the next record, and and we still have a lot of material from the first record, but yeah, it's mostly because it doesn't feel like, oh, now it's time to write, let's write. It's just like we do it because that's I wake up in the morning and I want to write a song. That's how it is, and the same thing for John. So that's I don't mean, obviously we can't put out a record
Yeah.
like anytime soon.
No.
Another record.
No.
We gotta wait a little bit, but yeah, probably sooner than later.
Good. So it's good to have you back in Pittsburgh. It's been a while. It hasn't been too long since I've seen you here, but some of the other guys.
Yeah.
And tomorrow night, some of these guys are headed off to Rock on the Range.
Yeah.
But you guys are going to be playing with my buddies in Battlecross.
Oh yeah.
So make sure you say hello to Haran and Don for me. Great guys.
Yeah.
So very exciting to see you tonight. First time for you guys to blow up Pittsburgh.
Awesome.
And so have an awesome show.
Thank you so much.
Make sure you guys come back soon on one of those other tours.
We will.
All right. Good deal. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.